Everyone knows about Terraria's 4 classes, and the unwritten 5th class of just whatever looks cool. But for a true challenge, you can explore with a subclass. So today, we're going to be looking at the 9 subclasses in Terraria. Let's go in order of best to just bizarre. Starting us off is bows only. Your journey begins with a simple bow and frostburn arrows, but as you progress you upgrade to a platinum bow and take down the early bosses. Then you get the demon bow and jester's arrows, the weapons of choice in the battle against the Eater of Worlds. Next you venture into the underworld and mine hellstone to craft a powerful hellwing bow. The wall of flesh doesn't stand a chance, but your adventure is far from over. While mining for the hard mode ore progression, you stumble upon an ice mimic, and to your surprise, it drops the ice bow, a new weapon to add to your collection. And with it, you set out to acquire the Dauntless storm bow, farmed from hollowed mimics. The next challenge lies ahead, the mighty Duke Fishron. You're aiming for the tsunami, the ultimate bow, but it's an unfair fight. But you don't give up. After a few attempts, you defeat Duke Fishron and claim the tsunami. After defeating the mechanical bosses, you head to the jungle, ready to take on Plantera and then Golem. And with the tsunami in hand, they don't stand a chance. The cultist is a different story, a small and tricky foe, but you emerge victorious. And after taking down the vortex pillar and acquiring the phantasm, the rest of the game is a breeze. Your adventure may start simple, but it ends with a mighty arsenal and tales of epic battles won. Your journey begins as you scour the surface for the wooden boomerang, your first weapon. You find a fallen star and use it to upgrade to the enchanted boomerang. The game is only getting started. Next, you venture into the frigid underground snow in search of the ice boomerang. It's a perilous journey, but the prize is worth it. You explore through the glowing mushroom biomes and there, you discover the shroomerang. The excitement is amazing as you combine all 3 of these boomerangs to make the trimerang. With this new weapon, you take down the fearsome brain of Cthulhu and feel the rush of victory. Your adventures continue as you farm for hellstone to craft the flamerang. The wall of flesh is no match for your new weapons, and you are ready for your next challenge, the hollowed mimics. You fight valiantly and finally, you obtain the flying knife. You equip some fancy new armor and take on the destroyer, unlocking the next upgrade. You use the drops from the destroyer with some souls of light to craft the light disc. The next 2 mechanical bosses and Plantera are a breeze. In the post-Plantera dungeon, paladins can spawn and they hold the key to your next upgrade. It takes time, but you eventually get the paladin's hammer. With this new weapon, you take on Golem and unlock the possessed hatchet, the final upgrade. The rest of the game is easy from there. And so your adventure comes to a close, but the memories and the thrill of the journey will stay with you forever. The Spellbooks only class awaits you, and you shall rise to the challenge with bravery and cunning. The Demon Scythe is the only weapon available before facing any bosses. It has a rare chance to drop from demons in the underworld. You fearlessly venture into the underworld with courage and meet your demise multiple times, but you learn from your mistakes and improvise with a wooden yo-yo, fighting against the demons with all you have. The Demon Scythe is a lifesaver as you take down the Eye of Cthulhu and Skeletron with ease. Your journey only intensifies when you acquire the Water Bolt from the dungeon and defeat the Eater of Worlds with it. You even dare to take on the Wall of Flesh with the Water Bolt, just for good times. Once in hard mode, the goal is clear, the Crystal Storm. You find the wizard so that you can buy a spell tome. Then you begin gathering souls of night and light as well as crystal shards. And then the moment of truth, the Crystal Storm is yours. But you're not satisfied. You skip the mechanical bosses entirely and go straight for the big fish, Duke Fishron. The fight is grueling, but your determination pays off as you emerge victorious. And after multiple attempts, you acquire the Razorblade Typhoon, the best spellbook in the land. You charge through the mechanical bosses, Plantera, and Golem with ease. You then spend countless hours farming for the materials to make the Spectre armor, and defeat the cultist. The lunar events are a test of patience, but you emerge triumphant, defeating the Moonlord in the end. The only drawback of this subclass is the lack of weapons at the start, but it's possible. Shotguns only. I decided guns only is pretty much most of the ranger class, so doing just shotguns makes things more interesting. The journey begins in the underground jungle, where you must delve deep into the darkness and explore every nook and cranny. The ivy chests hold the key to your salvation, and you must check them one by one in search of the first weapon, the boomstick. But beware, the jungle is teeming with dangerous creatures, and you're defenseless in your search. The stakes are high, and your heart beats faster with every step. But you won't be deterred, for the prize is within reach. Finally, the boomstick is yours. With its mighty power, you cut through all of the pre-hard mode bosses. Next, you take on Wall of Flesh, the ultimate test of your skills and bravery. The fight is intense, but in the end, the boomstick prevails, and you emerge victorious. Next up, the Arms Dealer, where you purchase the shotgun and get ready for the next challenge. In the corrupted desert, the enemies drop dark shards, which you use to craft the Onyx Blaster. At this point, a weapon of unmatched power. This is the weapon you use to defeat the mechanical bosses and then Plantera, but your journey is far from over. You delve into the dungeon, searching for the tactical shotgun. With it, you defeat the mighty golem. Next, you fight the Martian Madness, where you find the Xenopopper, the final upgrade to your arsenal. There's a couple gaps in this subclass, and most of your time will be spent farming for obscure items. However, it's still very possible, just it won't be fun. Your journey begins with the search for a mace, hidden within the golden chests of the world. With it, you can upgrade to a flaming mace, and let your enemies feel the burn of your fury. Or, if you're feeling daring, grab some bombs and charge straight for the ball of hurt or meatball. These weapons are essential when you face off against Skeletron, the lord of the dungeon. And don't forget to grab the blue moon from the depths of the dungeon, and more importantly a shadow key. Now it's time to explore the secrets of the underworld, for there you'll find the Sun Fury in shadow chests. It's a powerful weapon and will let you conquer the wall of flesh. As you enter hard mode, you'll unlock the Tao of Pow, crafted with the shards and souls of light and dark spirits. With it, you'll be able to defeat Plantera, who might drop the Flower Pow. With this, you'll be ready to take on the fearsome Duke Fishon, and earn the Flairon, the ultimate weapon of your adventure. With the Flairon in hand, you'll be unstoppable, and able to conquer the rest of the game. The journey of the Flail subclass may have some gaps and requires a lot of grinding. However, it's still reasonable and an exciting way to play the game. Yo-yos. The idea of having a spinning yo-yo as your weapon of choice seems appealing at first, but once you dive into the depths of yo-yo combat, the reality sets in. The frustrations are endless. The tiny yo-yo itself may as well be a little pinprick, and don't even get me started on the lagging and aimless swinging. It's as if the yo-yo is mocking you, dangling just out of reach of your target, and just when you think you've finally found the perfect angle, the yo-yo retracts like a teasing lover. The only saving grace of this weapon is the ability to navigate around walls and reach enemies that otherwise would be unreachable. But of course there's a penalty just for that. The damage is diminished, leaving you to question if anything was ever even worth it. But despite all the annoying drawbacks, the yo-yo subclass still has a powerful place in Terraria. It has some accessories, making yo-yos more recognized than other subclasses. There aren't any holes in the progression, it's just hard to use yo-yos. The journey of Terraria using only whips is a courageous one, but before you can truly begin, you must first prove yourself worthy to the whip. To obtain the first whip, you must have the zoologist move into your world. For this to happen, you have to collect 54 bestiary entries. This means you'll need to explore the vast world, gathering critters, talking to NPCs, and even bringing enemies to the guide for him to kill for you. But here's the catch, you must do all this without spilling a single drop of blood. A true adventurer knows how to complete a task like this with stealth and cunning. Once you've achieved your goal, the zoologist will move in and set up shop. It's time to get your hands on the leather whip. But that's just the beginning. The rest of the game will test your skills and challenge you to obtain even better and more powerful whips. However, be warned, the journey to the top won't be easy. You'll be missing half of the summoner class, so you'll need to adapt, and also get used to the sound of the whip cracking. But don't let that deter you. A true adventurer never gives up. Your journey with spears begins. Use bombs to blow open a path to Crimson Hearts. Smash them to obtain a Rotted Fork, a weapon that was just updated with a new trick up its sleeve. With its cloud shooting ability, take down Skeletron and enter the dungeon. While exploring, keep an eye out for a Shadow Key, your ticket to the next upgrade. With the key in hand, search through shadow chests for the Dark Lance, a powerful weapon that can take down the mighty wall of flesh. But don't let your guard down yet, there's still more work to be done. Mine for the strongest ores, adamantite or titanium. Then make a spear out of the bars and take on Destroyer, even if the odds are against you. But with a bit of luck, you can defeat it. Then you'll be able to purchase the Mushroom Spear from the Truffle. From now on, spears are equipped with projectiles, and though they may be weak, they still help greatly. Take on the mechanical bosses on the strip of asphalt. Then take on Plantera and Golem with a Chlorophyte Spear. Now it's time to put that spear to the test, as you take on Ice Queens in the Frost Moon event. With a 5% chance to drop the North Pole, and an even lower chance of actually killing the Ice Queen, it's a test of your skills and determination. This is the final challenge. It all leads up to this moment. Armed with your North Pole, face off against the Moon Lord. It's time to become the ultimate spear-wielding adventurer. Alright, now's the time. The worst subclass you could ever think of. The type of stuff that only a lunatic would even consider. Sentries only. The journey ahead of us is not for the faint of heart, but for the daring and the bold. Start by having the guide kill slimes for you. You need 20 gel plus some for torches. Then delve deep into the earth to find a ruby and 5 bars of gold or platinum. Use your resources to craft a crown and journey to a demon altar to forge the slime crown. Next, gather lava buckets and assemble strips of lava like this. Summon the fearsome King Slime and hope that he drops the slimy saddle first try. Now that you can hurt enemies, hunt snowflakes for their fur, kill demonized for a lens, and mine for 5 crimtane or demonite ore. Craft the deer thing, and take down the deer clops. You're looking to get the Hondius Shootius, and if you die in battle, deer clops won't immediately despawn. This gives you time to come back and finish it off. Defeat the Eater of Worlds and then find the Tavern Keep to purchase the Ballista Rod. Now that real weapons are at your disposal, take on the first tier of the Old One's army and claim the Squire's Shield and War Table. These tools let you summon extra sentries. Upgrade to the Obsidian Armor and defeat the Wall of Flesh to enter hard mode. The journey isn't over yet. Now brave the Danger Spider biome and let your sentries do the farming for you. With 24 Spider Fangs, craft the Queen Spider Staff. Wait for a Sandstorm and farm Forbidden Fragments to make the Forbidden Armor. Take down the mechanical bosses and unlock tier 2 of the Old One's army. With the Ballista Cane and Squire's Armor, rush through the other bosses and defeat Golem. Now that you've unlocked tier 3 of the Old One's army, purchase the Valhalla Knight Armor and Ballista Staff from the Tavern Keep. These are your final upgrades. It's time to face the ultimate challenge, the Moon Lord. Using sentries only, your strength and courage are put to the test. But with your army of sentries, victory is within reach. Let me know what you think and which subclasses sound the most fun to you. And now that you've seen every class, you should check out some secret seeds too. They change how Terraria normally works, even working somewhat as mods. You can watch my video on them here.